Welcome back everyone to more Motorsport Manager Online. And to start today's video, I've gone ahead and done some work on the parts so that we can have both of our cars fully upgraded for the two races that I'm planning on doing today. So you can see car number 2 is already fully upgraded, and car number 1, well, we've got a lot of parts that it's time to get put on the car. Make sure we get these fitted on so we can have maximum performance out of both of the cars. All right, so you can see level 13 brake system is already on Jessica Monroe's car. So now we're going to select Claudia's car. Assign that. We'll pick up some more materials. Okay, we get 1 electronics, which is perfectly fine with me. We'll take all of the components we can get. Okay, let's move over to the suspension. Go ahead and fit that part on right here, and you can see that performance is quickly moving up toward the maximum performance area. Okay, finally the gearbox. So this will save us a little time in today's video. We won't have to worry about finishing up parts and then starting work on new parts, because this will finish us off. This will now have us fully upgraded for this particular division. So now we'll work our way back home, and you can see 1274 on both vehicles, so no need to build any more parts. We're sitting here with 1.17 million and still 29 tokens. Our final piece to the puzzle before today's race is one more upgrade to Claudia. I had actually thought we were done upgrading her, but apparently we had one additional one. So let's go ahead and take care of that one. So we'll put that into her qualifying performance. Confirm that. You can see a ton of money this is going to cost us. $778,000. So that will put a severe dent in our bank account. With that, it puts her up to a 75 overall, which once again is perfectly fine with me. We've got 3 more races with her before we've got some decisions to make overall. Okay, back to the home screen. A quick check-in. Again, we're not going to mess with the HQ until we get this leaderboard, this season over with in about 4.5 hours. And again, one of the reasons I keep going back to this is not just because I want to see how much money and let you guys see how much money we're going to get or are currently in line for, but I also want to give you an idea, because we're doing 1 video per day, but obviously I can record several of these in one day, and I want you guys to have an idea in real time as to how long this would take if you decide to hop into the game on your own. All right, so about 30 minutes left for the sponsors. I've already taken care of the storefront and getting that free money, at least aside from watching any additional videos anyway. So all of that is done. Let's head to the track. All right, looks like we got a chance of rain, 26%, a winding circuit, which means you don't have as many opportunities for overtaking. We need to be in the top 4 to receive an extra 100 grand. Let's go ahead and set up our strategies. Again, we could easily reverse these and be perfectly fine with these. But as I've mentioned before, it really doesn't matter a whole lot to me which driver is finishing ahead of the other, just as long as things are working out as best as possible for us overall. All right, so we get, oh wow, the pole. We are on the pole with Claudia and 13th with Jessica. That is very nice. Now, Claudia has some bonuses on the first lap to make her really quick. So that is, wow, that is extremely exciting here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 2 stops. Let's see. Yeah, let's just go with neutral on both of these. We might be able to get 5 laps, but I think we can get 4 laps here with Jessica. And then with Claudia, we'll go 3, 3, and 2 on her stints. All right, so right off the bat, she is off to a great start. Remember, we now have fully upgraded cars, so these guys are free to really flex their muscles and show us what they are made of on the performance side of things. So we're going to be making 1 fewer pit stop with Jessica as opposed to Claudia, but my guess is that we're going to be in much better situation with Claudia. You can see we're losing the lead there. Okay, still not a huge issue. Now I'm going to try to pay attention here because I need to set up our pit stop as soon as we cross by. There we go, pit lane entry. So this is lap 3. So let's go ahead and set up more soft tires, and we're going to go ahead and push here and go full attack mode on this final lap. Get everything that we possibly can. So with Jessica, we're going to be looking for 4 laps and then another 4-lap stint. All right, there we go. Down to 15% tire. So we'll come back to neutral as she comes out of the pits. Once again, staying in 2nd position, but right here with the leader. That is huge. Now, unfortunately, Jessica is really not getting anywhere. Her performance is definitely not what we're looking for. She'll move up some, as you can see, because some of these guys are coming into the pits. But still, I was hoping for more out of her. All right, so we should have Jessica coming in for the pit stop. And she'll be down, actually below the 15%. Down around, okay, 12% as she comes into the pits. So we'll turn her back to neutral. And turn our attention back to Claudia, who looks like just took over the lead. And all right, so she's about to start lap number 6. So as she does so, once again, I am going to turn her on to full attack mode and set up her pit stop. No hint of any weather yet, although we could see a clear indication of that possibility pre-race. But so far, so good. All right, now we're starting to stretch out a little bit of a lead. We've been right there neck and neck, but now we have a couple of second lead. So we're going to push ourselves right into the pit stop. And now we've got just a couple of laps to go. So about 3.1 seconds on the pit stop. We've got 2 laps to go. And yeah, we're going to go full throttle for the remaining 2 laps. Let's see what we've got here. It looks like we should be able to do the same on Jessica. So here we go. We're in 3rd and 10th. We should definitely have enough speed to outduel these guys in front of us on the hard tires. Now the question is, are we too far back to do anything with them? We're right here on 2nd place. The leader, I don't know. We got final lap to go. Obviously they are well ahead of us, but let's see, 8th position. All right, come on, we got to get 2nd place. We got to get 2nd place there. All right, let's move back to Jessica. She is now still sitting in 8th, but 7th place is right there. All right, we need to get this one more position. Pick that guy off. Oh, look at that. That one car came right through. We're going to repay the favor. And 6th place will be our final finishing position. So 1st and 6th, not too bad. What it does let me know is that the medium tire is not quite as much as I was hoping, because really it seems like we need to avoid a couple of pit stops. Saving one pit stop doesn't seem to really be helping us a whole lot, but a multiple pit stop savings is where it's at. So we're probably going to swap up our strategy a little bit from here and see what we can do. So 35 points is what we'll bring home here, and of course quite a bit of XP. Now, unfortunately, Claudia, the XP really doesn't help us any since she is now maxed out, for real this time. So we're sitting here at 56 points, and we are basically 100 points away from our next promotion. So that makes the math where we should be able to do this in about 3 more races, assuming we can keep up this level of performance. So we get a little bit of aluminum, which is a rare material. And then we get another gear. We'll take that. Again, all the materials we can get, we will certainly take them. All right, so let's take a quick look at the leaderboards. And all right, so we're sitting here just inside the top 4,500, 4.68 million. We'll certainly take that. Now we need to do some fixes for our current parts. Now the good news here is I'm hoping we can spend some time on reliability and get our reliability well above 80% overall. because that's going to help us out moving forward, because we still got a few races before we have the opportunity to move up once again to the next grouping. All right, so not too bad overall. I believe 460. Yeah, 460 is the maximum here. So what I'm seeing is the brakes really took a beating at that track. Probably had something to do with the fact that we pushed so hard, which is perfectly fine. All right, so let's go ahead and fix. So we'll get a plus 11. So that'll put us just up at the 80% that I'm looking for. But again, overall, what we really need going into the future is an opportunity to get some better reliability as we build these parts. I'm guessing that's going to be a trait of the engineers as we move forward, or at least a possibility for a trait moving forward. Now you can see we've got our staff level is poor. I believe that's mostly because the number of staff we have overall is lower than what a lot of the other teams have. So we'll deal with that. That's not a huge issue, not the same as it would be if our car or drivers were not as good. So let's take a look at another strategy for Jessica. Again, she's not running terrible, but I would really love a way for her to improve, and I just don't think the medium tires are doing it for her. And again, I'm going to be looking overall for something that's more passive, and something that I don't have to really focus a lot of my energy on, because we've already seen I'm pretty terrible at that. So we've got our strategies. I don't mind the aggressive strategy, but again, as I've mentioned, the starting energy does worry me there. Let's see. Pit stop mastery is one of my favorites. And at this point, I'm actually thinking I might want to do that. Now, another option is to use super conservative mode, which will make our tires last even longer, and then go back to using the hard tire. That's an option, but what I really want to try is, let's see, I think I'm going to try out pit stop mastery for her, use the soft tires, and that way we'll get a few more pit stops, but they'll be lightning quick. And let's just see what kind of pace she's got. Now again, she won't have the bonus per lap that Claudia is going to have, but let's give this one a try and see how this works. And if this doesn't work out, we'll try something else. That's most of the fun of this game for me, is just trying out some things, figuring out which ones you like, and then move on. All right, so everything appears to be doing good. Let's head back to the track. Looks like for our second race today, we're headed back to Singapore. 36% chance of rain, of course, street circuit, meaning that the overtaking opportunities will be fewer. I do like the night environment. That is always nice. So let's see, what is our forecast? All right, so it looks like no rain, at least at the beginning. Soft tires for both, giving you an opportunity to see exactly what the bonus is there. But pit stop mastery is not quite as good as the soft setup, giving us the additional time. But I think it's probably as good as we can get as far as my preferences anyway. So we qualify first and fourth. Okay, much better than what we've seen on the medium tires in the past. Claudia jumps back to fourth, and Jessica to the pole. So right now, what are we looking at? We're looking at 26%. That would give us 4 laps total. What do we get here? 27. Let's try... Wow, that is not what we want. Let's go back and save just a little bit with Claudia, since she's not quite as smooth. So right now what I'm looking for is about 3 laps. We might be able to get 4, but 3 laps. I tell you what, let's just go neutral. Let's just go 3 laps each. I think we're going to be fine as far as pitting these both on the same lap. At first I was thinking about getting 4, trying to get 4 laps out of Jessica's car, but it doesn't really look like that's going to be much of any help to us. So the goal here is to get both of these guys in on the same lap, which would be lap 3. So go ahead, push as hard as you can on lap 3. Let's set up the pit stops for both. So we'll just do a couple of pit stops for each of these. Now we're falling back a little bit with Monroe. Not real sure why she is not doing better. She started up front, so I would have expected a little bit better performance, but for whatever reason, that hasn't happened. All right, let's go back to neutral. And you can see we didn't have any stacking up in the pits, so that is very good. So we're now sitting third and, oh wow, fifth. But of course, we've got several cars in close proximity, so that is likely to change. The good news, though, is that Claudia is right here with the leader, so they have gone nowhere away from us. We're still very much in contention with Claudia. And of course, this is going to make it very hard for me to drop Claudia from our driver lineup when our contract is up. That is going to make it very difficult because she is clearly excelling quite nicely. Okay, moving up to fourth. All right, I like it. Monroe moving up nicely. About 11.5 seconds out of first place. So it looks like as we come back around, let's go ahead and go full attack mode with both drivers because we are on lap 6. And let's set up our pit stops. Confirm soft tires for each. All right, so Claudia, oh wow, 5 seconds. 4.5, 5 seconds in the lead. That is exactly what we want to see. All right, very nice. Once again, somewhere around 15%. We'll come back down to neutral. All right, she clears the way for Monroe, and so we'll go back down to neutral there as well. So our final 3-lap stint, and we're sitting here in first and sixth. However, we got some issues with the tires and who's on what tire for strategy. So hopefully we can pick up a couple more spots. I think we can get all the way up to fourth based on what I'm seeing, just based on the tire they're using. So we got 2 laps remaining, and Claudia has run away from everyone and is hiding currently. So let's focus on Monroe, see what she's up to. So she's up to fourth and right here with third position. Of course, third position is not really in a good position to fight. All right, let's go ahead and go full attack mode for this final lap. No real reason to do that with Claudia in the lead. All right, so 0.29. We have just enough, I think, to make it for the remainder. So this is full court press for this third position. Okay, third position is running out of tire very quickly here, so we should be able to pull this off, but we're running out of time and we're running out of distance to make it happen, quite frankly. All right, here we go. Last corner, got to make it happen. Oh, not quite. Not quite. Was really hoping we could get both cars on the podium, but it was not quite to be. You can see second and third ran completely out of tire at the end of the race, which is exactly what you would hope for. You push as hard as you can push. All right, so I am very happy with that. It gives us our first indication as what Jessica can do with a little bit different strategy on. So Claudia picks up the win, and we pick up 38 more points. That is exactly what we wanted from today's race. Again, more XP for the drivers. Pick up 300K for the win. We definitely want to see that continue. So the driver is feeling happy about the last few races? I would have guessed so. So for the next 20 minutes anyway, a couple of extra race speed and a +2 on qualifying. Unfortunately for us, we have run out of time for today. So that will be our final race for today. Electronics, we've picked up one of those. More copper wire, which we've already seen is used heavily for the brake upgrades. I really like using those soft tires just to give me an opportunity to see the pure speed of our drivers. And as always, the speed is affected by the race strategy. All right, so now this puts us just inside the top 4,500 4.88 million. I like to see that number continue to grow as much as it can before this particular season is over and we get a brand new season for the next week. So now we need to make some repairs, which will once again most likely be to reliability unless we see a huge drop in performance on something. All right, -1s, -1, -2. Okay, so overall, not a huge issue. So what we're going to do is we're going to fix the brake package for Claudia. Reliability, we'll take care of that. So a +6 is all we got there, but better than nothing for sure. All right, so let's go in under our staff. Once again, we'll wade our way through these screens that will never seem to go away, and I can't figure out how to get them to go away. Let's see, so Tatiana is, okay, yeah, only 6 for reliability. How many races does she have left on her contract? Okay, just 1 remaining. Let's see who we've got here. Okay, I dismissed a couple of these guys. And can we see this last one? Yes, we can. Okay, I like this. +15 on reliability. That will be huge. Now, we're not going to go ahead and drive any or sign anybody right now. But at least we've got 1 potential option. All right, so as we finish up today's video, looks like we've got another upgrade for Jessica we'll take care of next time. But we're sitting at 891,000 and hopefully just a couple more races until we get our next promotion. Thank you so much for joining me, and stay tuned as we will continue our gameplay of Motorsport Manager Online.